Hello everyone, this is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with another exciting video, and in this video I'm going to be playing some AI Dungeon 2. I hope you guys are excited. This is another Jet Starlight non-canon special that is not in continuity with any of the other Jet Starlight videos. This video was ordered by your boy King of Craxels on Discord. He paid $14 for this 2-hour special. Shout out to King of Craxels. Let's start up the 2-hour timer and get this adventure started. So the 2-hour timer started counting down. We've already started recording, so let's hop in. You are a god from another world named Jet Starlight. You don't know much about your past or the strange new world you now live in. You can fly, transform into a flame being, and shoot fireballs. Ofda is your friend and sentient shapeshifting weapon that you are bound to thanks to mysterious interdimensional energies. Vic Victoria Sirens is your chaotic neutral friend who enjoys stealing from powerful people and regards intelligence more than anything else. Seld City is a place where magic and modern technology coexist in harmony. The Church of Joachim are a group of cultists north of Seld City that are planning to invade Seld City for some unknown purpose. Joachim is the cold and calculating god of the Church of Joachim, whose entire body is made of graphene. Graphene is the most durable material in the world. Joachim also possesses the ability to shoot and manipulate steam from his eyes. You, Ofda, and Vic Victoria Sirens are in the camp of the Church of Joachim, facing off against Joachim. Joachim is... oh, real quick. The rest was filled in by the AI. Joachim is standing on top of a pile of hundreds of human bodies. "Your plan has failed, Ofda," yells Joachim. "We can still win," you say. Ofda turns to you and Vic Victoria Sirens. I'm going to reassure Ofda by saying, no matter what, we can't give up hope. Together, we can defeat anyone. You give your friends a thumbs up, and then approach Joachim. You ask Joachim, "Why have you killed hundreds of people from Seld City? What could you possibly have to gain from such mass murder?" Seld City is a beacon of freedom and hope in a world of chaos. I intend to snuff that light out and plunge the world into darkness, he says angrily. Those are pretty lofty goals for someone who would resort to the mass murdering of civilians, you say coldly as you tighten your fist. Well, I guess as you clench your fist tightly. You are sickened by Joachim. You can't believe that such a god of pure evil can exist. You know that no matter what, you need to defeat Joachim here and now, or Seld City is doomed. You know that brute force attacks likely won't work against Joachim because his body is made of the hardest material in the world. Joachim is also skilled at fighting at range, due to being able to fire steam from his eyes. Let's see. You think that maybe you could take down Joachim by melting his body with up-close flaming punches. That way, you take away his ranged fighting capability, and you deal damage that cares little. Well, I guess you deal damage that overcomes his physical durability. You begin rapidly punching Joachim in the chest to unleash a flurry of flaming punches. Joachim is knocked back from the barrage of fiery blows and regains his footing. I hit him up with that aura, 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 the flaming aura punches. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to say to Ofda, I'm focusing on trying to melt him rather than to break through his durable body. Let's see. You ask Ofda if he could become a flamethrower and become a flamethrower for Vic Victoria Sirens to use. Often nods in agreement. You feel yourself becoming a flamethrower. What? I think I got confused. I'm gonna hit retry. I'll try. I don't think it'll work for me, Ofda says as he begins to focus. Suddenly, smoke begins to pour from under Vic Victoria Sirens' armor. Ah! This armor's heating up, she yells. Wait, hold up. That's confusing. So, Ofda was supposed to turn into a flamethrower. Wait a minute. I think I figured out what's going on. I'm going to warn Vic. Your armor is likely being filled by Joachim's smoke. Well, I guess Joachim's steam. He's trying to turn your armor into an oven and cook you to death. Quickly. Take off your armor before you're boiled alive. Or I guess broiled alive. Okay. Interesting. I didn't expect Joachim to use his powers in that way, but it makes sense. What? No, my armor protects me, Vic Victoria Siren says as she continues to feel the effects of the heat. You groan and reply. Well, it certainly isn't protecting you now. If you stay stubborn and let the steam continue to cook you, you won't last long in this fight. Let's see. You then command Ofda. Ooh. To finish transforming into a flamethrower, and to jump into your arms so that you can use him to shoot flames directly into Joachim's eyes. Your goal is to blind and burn Joachim's eyes in order to prevent him from using his steam abilities. Yeah, since his steam abilities are related to his eyes, I think if we can take out his eyes, we take out like a big part of his arsenal. Vic Victoria Sirens begins to yell at the top of her lungs as she writhes in pain from the heat. Okay. You decide that if Vic is going to be stubborn, that you'll just need to stop Joachim before she'll get cooked to death in her armor. I can't believe she's being such a liability. Okay. I'm going to fire a flame blast. Oh, actually, yeah. I'm going to race up to Joachim. And from close range, attempt to gouge out his eyes using my flame engulfed hands. So essentially I'm gonna like shroud my hands in fire, race up to him, reach into his eyes, and then try to like blind and burn his eye sockets out. You leap up to get a good angle to take a swing at his eyes, but are repelled by the graphene making up Joachim's body. Not this time. Not this time. Boast Joachim. You realize that Joachim's eyelids are also made of graphene, meaning that he can shut his eyes in order to protect them from your flames. You say to Joachim, you can only use your steam abilities with your eyes open. But if you open your eyes, I'll burn them and disable your ability to see and use your steam ability. So you have two options. You can either fight with your eyes closed or lose your eyes. Which will it be? You underestimate my abilities if you think that a little fire will hurt me, little godling. I've stared at the heart of the sun itself, Joachim says as he lets out a burst of steam from his eyes. He stared into the heart of the sun. That's interesting. I'm going to attempt to conjure a shield of fire to protect from Joachim's steam. You realize that if Joachim truly has stared into the heart of the sun, that you likely can't burn his eyes with your flames. I wonder. I think I know what I'm thinking. You think that you should continue with your previous, well no, I have to actually hit him hard and fast. You don't have much time to continue this fight. Vic will be cooked alive, not only due to the steam trapped in her armor, but also due to the rising temperatures of the battlefield. As Jakeem fires steam, and you shoot fire. You yell to Ofda to take Vic off the battlefield so that she can take off her armor and rest. Which he should do, because it seems like I can probably handle Jakeem on my own. As Ofda picks Vic up and runs to safety, As Ofda picks Vic up and runs to safety, Jakeem jams his hand into your chest and pops your heart like he's opening a locket. Oh my gosh. Okay. So he hit me with that hard fatality. I think I have an idea. So Ofda and Vic ran away. But now my heart's been blown up. I'm going to attempt to take on my fire form and to form a new heart out of flame. Let's see. I'm going to surge up the flames of my body to help ward off Jakeem, while I work to forge a new fire heart in order to hold on to life. Hold on for dear life. Do 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 do. Well, you do manage to put up a good fight. Without a heart, your body begins to shut down. As you lie defeated, Jakeem says, "If you were stronger, or I was weaker, we could have avoided this fate, my friend." Let's see. You are failing to generate a new fire heart. You can feel yourself losing hold on the land of the living. You attempt to, I guess, manifest your spirit and continue fighting as a ghost from beyond the grave. So that's normally what I try to go for if my character just seems like they're like dying, and there's not really anything that I can do about it. Ooh. As your body dies, you rise up as a ghost. Your powers have increased, but your form is insubstantial. You can fly through walls and other objects, but people cannot see or hear you. Okay. Ballin'. I'm going to attempt to fly through Jakeem's body, grab his heart, and crush it in his hand. Well, I guess in my hands. So essentially, I'm going to do what he did to me. You pass through Jakeem's body and quickly grab his heart. As your hands close around it, you realize you cannot crush it as you intended. Your arms pass through Jakeem's body with ease. Okay. I'm going to attempt to possess Jakeem's body using my ghostly form. If I can't beat him, I'll join him. By taking over Jakeem's body, I can use his powers for good rather than for evil. You fly into Joaquin's body and attempt to take over his mind. Your presence is immediately detected, and you're kicked out. You know he cannot see or hear you, but it feels like he can sense your presence. You've always been a pest, sneers Joaquin. You're surprised that Joaquin can defend against being possessed. You wonder if there is a way to take down Joaquin as a ghost. You attempt to fire ectoplasmic blast at Joaquin to restrain and incapacitate him. Ectoplasm is a physical substance, almost like slime, that is produced by ghosts and other spirits. Different spirits can fire different forms of ectoplasm with unique attributes and abilities. You have no idea what attributes or abilities your ectoplasm possesses. Okay, let's hit it up and see if this works. You fire several blasts of ectoplasm at Joaquin, but it simply passes through his body. Ghost powers are useless against me, he says. You don't know why your ectoplasm, simply passes through Joaquin. You could have sworn that ectoplasm was a physical substance. You try to solidify your ghostly form by compacting ectoplasm around the shape of your spirit body. You compact your body and make it denser, but this doesn't seem to work. Joaquin is clearly a step above you when it comes to ghost powers. What do you mean? A step above me when it comes to ghost powers. Also, I don't know why I said denser with the hard ER. What's the matter? Asked Joaquin. Cat got your tongue? Or in this case, your spirit? Let's see. So it seems like I'm having trouble really solidifying my body or being able to use my ectoplasm in order to do anything. Okay. I'm going to attempt to manipulate my ectoplasm into the shape of a scythe and use it to try and decapitate Joaquin. Okay. Let's see if that works. You try to form the scythe, but nothing happens. You know, says Joaquin, you need to work on your anger issues. You clearly lack any real powers as a ghost. There has to be something. You realize that while you weren't able to possess Joaquin, that doesn't mean that you can't possess something else. You fly into the sky and attempt to possess a thundercloud in order to take the form of a thunder spirit. Okay. Yeah, this might actually be a pretty solid idea. He can resist being possessed, but that doesn't mean he can stop me from possessing other things. You exit your body and enter the thundercloud. You feel it rumbling as the power of electricity and rain is now within your command. The clouds move in a series of patterns until they all burst and unleash a storm of rain, lightning, and thunder directly at Jakeem. You use the thunder in order to communicate. You said I needed to work on my anger issues. So I suppose that means that I should rain my anger onto you. Now I can truly smite you for the crimes and other atrocities that you have committed against Seld City. Okay, let me correct atrocities. We got The storm of rain begins to pour in Seld City, and the sky becomes dark. You begin to hear the screams of citizens begging for shelter. You laugh and attempt to create a downpour of fiery brimstone, but instead, you simply unleash a heavy rainstorm that soaks Seld City. No, I'm not trying to hurt Seld City. Yeah, I don't see why I would do that. I don't want to get railroaded into, hurting the city. Retry. Jakeem is struck by a barrage of lightning. What the hell? Shouts Jakeem. I'm not afraid of your pathetic ghost powers. The lightning causes his graphene body to expand and shrivel, but he is still undeterred. You mock Jakeem and state, your body is now a fraction of what it once was in terms of power. The lightning has all but shriveled you into nothingness. Let's see. Ooh. I'm going to attempt to beat Jakeem into submission with an unrelenting torrent of hail. Ooh, let's say a baseball-sized hail. You may have defeated me with your strange ghost abilities, says Jakeem as the hail bounces off his graphene-infused body. But I promise that you will not survive this day. Take my servants as an example. You laugh at Jakeem and say, your servants mean nothing to me, and neither do you. I am a ghost, and therefore beyond death. You cannot kill what has already been killed. But you and your cultist will fall today by my hands. You pelt the entire cultist camp with hail, lightning, and acid rain. Oh, you know, acid rain probably would just get him, to be honest. Acid's pretty good, I don't care how durable you are. Within minutes, the camp is nothing but a pile of ash. What the hell happened? Asked Vic Victoria Sirens. My powers of ghost are far beyond what you can comprehend, you reply. I am a specter of death itself, and this cult is no more. You take on a humanoid form and become a human thundercloud. You approach Vic and ask, "Are you okay?" Earlier, Jakeem's steam was broiling you alive. I want to make sure that you're alright. I'm fine, but thanks for saving me, says Vic Victoria Sirens. No problem. I've always wanted to meet a siren, you say. You're the only human ever to see me in this form and to live to tell the tale, replies Vic. So in this story, Vic is a siren. That's interesting. Let's see. So I'm going to say to Vic, I hope you didn't want to steal anything from the cultists. I turned their entire camp to dust. So there's nothing left to grab. That wasn't my intention. But I did go a little overboard once I got the upper hand. My bad. Oh, I should have probably said from the cultist with an S at the end. No worries, says Vic. I'm just glad you decided to help me out, since I was dealing with Jakeem's cultists. I'm just glad you're my friend, you say, before kissing her on the cheek. Ew, human affection, replies Vic, with a disgusted tone. You laugh and say to Vic, you'll get used to human stuff over time. So, what's next on the agenda? We defeated the cultists. So now what? Oh, that's interesting. I guess while I go see my boyfriend Randy, you can try asking out your human classmates, says Vic. Interesting. So the implication is that I go to school, and also Vic has a boyfriend. I'm going to reply to Vic. You said you weren't a fan of human emotions. So I imagine your boyfriend Randy isn't human. Is he a male siren? Randy isn't just a male siren. He's one of the few remaining males in the world, says Vic. He's also not a fan of humans, but there is genuine affection between us. Well, on his part anyway. I'll give him that. Let's see. I'm going to congratulate Vic. I am glad to hear that you and Randy are doing well. Let's see. You give Vic a thumbs up. You remind Vic that you don't remember much about your past, and that sometimes your memory slips. You ask Vic where you go to school and what you study. Well, with your powers, I imagine that any human school would be a waste of your time, says Vic. You reply, I imagine that I likely go to a school for magic users or for magical creatures. Though, I'm not sure, considering that Seld City has so much modern tech. I could go to human school to learn more about computers. That way, I'd be a more well-rounded person and be able to wield tech and magic. Or you could go to a magic school and learn how to use your powers, says Vic. It's up to you. I don't have much of a choice, do I? Everyone seems to tell me what to do all the time, you complain. So I'm going to, I guess, get rid of that line. You realize that Vic is right. Since you don't remember what school you go to, or what you study, you could potentially start fresh and enroll in a new school, or even change your field of study. You wonder if you even need to go to school in the first place. You are a ghost now, after all. So it is not like you'll be able to get a degree and get a job. As far as you're aware, ghosts don't get employed to work anywhere or start their own businesses. You head to school with Vic in silence. You feel a bit nervous about starting again, but you know that this is best for you and your future. You have enrolled at the City School of Magic and Technology, which is the most respected school of magic and technology in Seld City. Okay, ballin'. I'm going to grab my syllabus and schedule I'm going to grab my syllabus and schedule and then head to my homeroom. Hey, this year will be different. You're going to work hard and focus on your studies so you can graduate with good grades and go to a good college. You wonder what classes you have first. Let's see. I'm going to walk into my homeroom class and look around the room. You walk into the room and see around 50 desks neatly arranged in rows, most of which are empty, with the rest containing a few sleepy students. The majority of the class is still standing around chatting, at least those who showed up early. Let's see. You walk up to someone and ask them their name. Your You approach an Asian girl with long black hair. Hi there, what's your name? Lucy, she replies, smiling at you. You're not sure why, but she seems kind of familiar somehow. Have we met before? You ask. I don't think so, she replies, nervously looking around. Oh, are you sure? You look really familiar, you add. Yeah, I'm sure. I'd remember meeting a handsome guy like you, she says, flirting a little bit. You're surprised that Lucy seems to be into you. You were just trying to get a feel for what the people in class were like. But this could become something more. You decide to seize the opportunity and ask Lucy if she would like to go out sometime. You ask Lucy if she wants to go see a movie this weekend. I'd love to. I'll text you the details, she says, giving you her phone to put in your number. I just realized I don't even know your name, she asks. Let's see. You tell Lucy that your name is Jet Starlight. You type your number into Lucy's phone, and then suddenly see yourself in the reflection of Lucy's phone screen. You suddenly remember that you are literally a human-shaped storm cloud. You just realize that Lucy thinks you're handsome, even though you are literally a human-shaped storm cloud. You also realize that your phone likely was destroyed in your battle against Jackie. Let's see. Actually, that'd be really interesting. You wonder if you can use your electromagnetic powers to tap into phone signals and receive calls. You ask Lucy to call you to see if you can answer the call using your powers. Wait, what? So, that's not what I asked, but the game was like, you ask her to have a phone. And it's like, what? Imagine if a nigga was like, oh, I got extra phones on the phone setup. Let's see. What? It also, yeah, it's ignoring what I said. I'm gonna hit retry again. The fuck is this? I'm gonna hit retry again. I did type a lot, so I can understand if it's slipping up a bit. Let's see. Lucy calls you, and the reception is terrible. You see your signal strength go from 1 bar to no bars, and it starts raining inside your room. Oh. Raining inside the classroom. You explain to Lucy that you recently fought and killed the god Joachim and lost your phone in the process. You can still receive calls from Lucy, but the reception is bad and it causes it to rain wherever you are. You explain to Lucy that you are answering her call using your electromagnetic storm cloud abilities, which are entirely new to you as of today. Lucy seems a bit weirded out by your explanation, but is so glad that you're able to answer the call that she doesn't mind. That is so cool. I can't wait for Saturday. You are surprised at how eager Lucy is to go out with you. You also realize that you have no idea what movies are coming out this weekend. You eavesdrop on your fellow... Well, I guess you shouldn't say that you eavesdrop. You walk around the classroom and try... and try to listen in on conversations to try and hear if anyone is talking about the latest movies. You hear one group talking about a movie called Catwoman. Did you see Catwoman? One student asked the others. Yeah, that movie was terrible. I know, right? I can't believe I paid $10 to see it. You decide that Catwoman would probably be a bad date choice, like a bad date movie. You keep walking around, hoping to hear someone mention a good movie that you could go see with Lucy this weekend. Excuse me. You hear another group of students talking about the new movies that are coming out. Have you guys heard about the new movie, The Ringing? Yeah, I heard that it's a really good scary movie. I'm not into scary movies. Okay. You personally aren't a big fan of horror movies. You don't really like movies that tell you how you're supposed to feel. Whenever you sit through a horror movie, you get bored because they are slow-paced, and you expect them to be scary. So the jump scares lose the element of surprise. That being said, you've heard that horror movies are the best for date nights. You think about whether or not it would be a good idea to take Lucy to go see The Ringing this Saturday. Lucy, do you like horror movies? I'm not a huge fan, but I don't mind them. Would you go see a scary movie on a date? That would depend on who the date was with. Let's see. You reply, well, since you and I are going out this Saturday, I was wondering if you would like to go see The Ringing. I've heard that it's good, though I'm not a big fan of horror movies either. I also heard that Catwoman was out, but that it wasn't good. I don't really want to see a horror movie. Why not? Because I might ruin our future children's birthdays by constantly screaming in fear and never wanting to go to any of their parties. You are confused by Lucy's statement. Lucy is thinking about future children. That is the main thing that you grabbed from her previous statement. You wonder what Lucy's expectations are for your date on Saturday. If she's talking about future children, she may already be thinking about long-term goals with you. This is a good sign, you suppose, that it feels a little fast. Well, I won't make you watch a horror movie, but I do think you would like it. You know, I still feel really weird about all this. About what exactly? Us. Our relationship. You think that Lucy is going really fast in her head. Let's see. You think that Lucy is thinking really hard about the idea of you two being a couple. You've only asked her on a date. And you're surprised that she's already thinking about you as a significant other. You really don't know Lucy at all. But Lucy seems extremely into you for some reason. You ask Lucy to elaborate on her thoughts. What? Do you think we're dating or something? I mean, I don't know. Are we? We haven't been on a date yet. So is this our date? Uh, and I like how the AI said, well, it could be if you wanted it to be. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to reply, Lucy, we're in homeroom. Waiting for class to start. Does this qualify as a date to you? This definitely seems like a weird, like, high school kind of thing. I mean, I guess not. Well, if you really want to have a date, maybe we could do something after school is over today. Unless you have other plans. I don't have any specific plans, but I really don't think we should be dating. You are now more confused than you were before. So, you were wondering, does Lucy actually want to go on a date? Or does she not want to go on a date? Or does she not want to go on a date? You also are curious why she mentioned future children earlier. The whole situation is kind of weird. You ask Lucy if your plans with her for Saturday are still good. Let's see. Of course they are. but I would prefer if we were just friends. All right then, friends it is. The rest of the day passes and your suspension is finally over. Suspension? When the fuck did I get suspended? Let's see. I'm going to change that to, and school is finally over. You walk home with Lucy, who doesn't seem to be her usual self. Excuse me, I wouldn't know what her usual self is. Who seems to be acting differently from this morning. Let's see. You ask Lucy how she's feeling. And check in with her and make sure she's okay. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, ba-da-bum, bum, 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 ba-da-bum, bum, 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 ba-da-bum, bum. Da-da-da-da. Let's see. It's weird. I feel really strange about what happened earlier. I've never even met any gods before, let alone be held in the arms of one. You're a bit taken aback by her response. Okay? Let's see. So I'm going to reply. So you're thinking about being held in my arms? Question mark. Ooh. If you need a hug, I'm here for you. Shut up. I was actually held in the arms of a god, and you're making fun of me. You laugh a bit at Lucy's expense while she becomes annoyed with you. After school, you walk Lucy home as usual, but she seems preoccupied. It is already after school. We're actively walking home. Let's see. You laugh at her expense. You reply, I am a god. I'm a god. What god held you in their arms? That wasn't me. Do 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 do. I'm leaving. Goodness. Okay. So that didn't go well. Let's see. You wave goodbye to Lucy. You're curious about what Lucy said earlier about being held by a god. You wonder if there are other gods who go to your school, who are interested in Lucy. If you and Lucy's friendship is mistaken to be a relationship by another god that is interested in Lucy, that might lead to a divine battle. Ooh! Ofda, scan the surroundings for any other godly entities. Your sentient weapon begins to glow while it scans the surrounding area. It takes about a minute before it replies. There are no other godly entities within 2 miles besides ourselves. Ourselves? Ooh, Ofda's like, I too am a godly entity. Let's see, how are we doing on time? Okay, so we're in like the last stretch of the hour. Let's see. I'm gonna ask Ofda how he feels about Lucy. You mentioned how Lucy seems to be really interested in you, but also is trying to play it cool after coming on real strong earlier in the day. I have no knowledge of the intricacies of human relate. Well, I feel like I had more of a voice from a second ago. I have no knowledge of the I feel like I'm just talking louder. What the fuck did I do earlier? There are no other godly entities. Let's do that, I guess, that voice. I have no knowledge of the intricacies of human relationships, Master. You will have to learn about them yourself, but it appears that she certainly is fond of you. You walk home with Ofda after your conversation. Okay? Let's see. You arrive home and get started on your homework. You want to get better at using your storm powers and potentially use your storm powers to help boost technology. I mean, boost the capabilities of technology. You don't just want to be good at both tech and magic. You want to be good at combining them and using them to surpass what either one would normally be capable of separately. You begin by taking out your physics book and reading up on static energy to charge your battery. You then move on to your magic to charge the battery. You find the process of doing this very easy. In a couple days, you have the procedure down. Let's see. You check the calendar, and you're surprised that it is already Saturday. You got so wrapped up in your studies that time seemed to fly by. You call Lucy and see if she's down to come over to your place to watch a movie on Netflix. Hey Lucy, are you busy this weekend? Not really. Why? I just finished a major project for school, so I'm going to be lazy this weekend. Want to come over and watch Netflix and chill? The specific phrasing. AI Dungeon 2. Relax. Haha, no, but I'll come over. You're surprised at how quickly she agreed to this. You figured she would make up an excuse since Lucy seemed pretty focused on her schoolwork as well. Okay, I guess I'm going to clean my house in preparation for Lucy to arrive. You don't necessarily make everything spotless. you just do some basic picking up to make sure that your place looks presentable and comfortable. Lucy arrives promptly at 3, and you greet her at the door. Hey, this is a surprise. What do I owe the play? You're cut off as soon as you open the door, as Lucy immediately grabs your head and kisses you on the lips. Oh. Okay. You go with it and kiss her back. Yeah, I am basic. Also, I hope it understood what I meant. Like, I'm returning the kiss. I'm not, like, literally kissing her back. Because it could think I meant that. You put your hand on her waist and return the favor. You two enjoy each other's company for a few minutes before Lucy breaks away. If we keep this up, I won't be able to pay attention during the movie, she says with a giggle. You like Lucy's style. That was a nice surprise. And definitely helps to set the mood. You sit down on the couch and offer Lucy a seat. Yeah, and offer Lucy a seat next to you. You hand her the remote and ask her to pick whatever she would like to watch. The I'm starting to think that may not be the best thing. Ooh, let's see. Lucy browses through the movie titles and stops at one of her selections. This one, she says with excitement. The preview actually made me cry a bit. What? I don't think I've ever been on Netflix and the preview for the movie makes you cry. Alright then, you press play when you choose the movie. What a dumb thing to say. As if she doesn't know that you can press play to watch the movie. Alright then, you pressed play when you chose the movie. It's not even explaining to her how to, like, pick the movie. It's you telling her, like, we're already actively watching it. Like, you, like, pointing out you already pressed play. The movie's on now. I won't change it. It's funny, I guess. It's a weird line. You cuddle with Lucy as the movie plays. The movie is about a veteran trying to readjust to civilian life after getting discharged from the army. The movie touches on the mental illness that many veterans deal with once they're back home. You and Lucy get comfortable on your couch and cuddle during the movie. She cried during the preview. I guess it's very touching. Talks about real challenges. That is not the date movie I would think of off the top of my head. But hey, you know, if we're comfortable, that's cool. Okay. You were surprised at Lucy's movie choice, but you're glad that you let her pick what she wanted to watch. If you had picked, you would have likely chosen something very different, like a superhero movie, or Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Do 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 do. Lucy rests her head on your shoulder, and you put your arm around her. Soon the movie ends, and Lucy looks up at you. What? I'm glad you picked me to be your girlfriend. So, hold on. So, this is the thing that trips me up about this like situation. You think to yourself, I have no idea what Lucy is thinking about at any moment. I suppose she does want to be boyfriend and girlfriend. I honestly wasn't sure. After she mentioned wanting to be friends a few days ago. I guess I should have known that something was up when she kissed me at the door. You smile and kiss her on the forehead. You ask Lucy what she would like to do now, since the movie's over. Do 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 do. Where is this going? Okay, so I want to go back to your room. I want to spend more time with you there. Lucy's very direct with a whole bunch of stuff. You pick her up bridal style and walk up the stairs while she playfully slaps your butt. With her, she must have Mr. Fantastic hands, my nigga. Hold up a second. Okay. If you're holding someone in front of you, bridal style is like this. If you're holding someone in front of you like this, maybe I'm holding her low, like waist height, I guess, and then she can reach around your arm. That still seems like a long reach. Maybe reach under or in between your arms, question mark, and slap you on the butt. I don't think I've ever been slapped on the butt while holding someone like this. See, I would be surprised as fuck. Let's see. You lay her on the bed and hover over her as you both laugh. Okay. What? At first when it said hover, since my character can fly, I thought it was very literal. I thought it was just like floating above her and like laughing. But I'm like, no, I think it means it like more literal. Like I'm just like lying on top of her or whatever. So yeah, where is this gonna go? Because this is AI Dungeon 2. So I really don't know where this is gonna go. I'm going to say to Lucy, ooh, we're here. Welcome to my room, and welcome to my bed. Feel free to make yourself at home. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. You move your face closer to Lucy's, and she happily accepts your advances. The two of you make out for an extended period of time. What? At first I thought that line was Lucy's, and then I read the line in full, and I was like, oh. I'm going to take off my shirt and lie next to you, alright? You say to Lucy? Okay. Lucy replies with anticipation. My goodness. What the fuck? I didn't expect... Because this is supposed to be like a fight, but I guess I already killed Jackie, so it jumped from the fight thing to the... Okay, hold on. Actually, this still could end up being a fight. You take off your shirt and lie down next to Lucy. You suddenly remember what Lucy said about being held in the arms of a god earlier. You never got to learn if she was thinking about being held in your arms or if she was referring to another god that might go to your school. You decide to, yeah, just go with that. Just lie down next to her and just see what happens. Don't necessarily do anything else. Do 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 do. Hey Lucy, do you want me to hold you in my arms? You ask. Lucy glances at you and moves her face closer to yours. Okay. I'm going to accept Lucy's advances. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. You passionately make out with Lucy, but soon stop because you feel she wants to say something. I've been thinking a lot about the future recently, so I've been wanting to ask you this for a few days now. What are we? She asked. Let's see. You think to yourself. Lucy seems to want to set up something official. Let's see. I don't see why Lucy and I couldn't date, but I also don't know Lucy. We definitely have, like, physical chemistry, but we haven't really talked about anything outside of relationship-based discussions. I kind of want to get to know her. But I could do that while dating, I suppose. The best answer to Lucy's question is to simply ask her what she wants us to be. Then I'll know if she wants to date or not. Do 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 do. So, what kind of relationship do you want us to have? You ask. Lucy gets excited and embarrassed by your question. She covers her face with her hands, and you notice her body shaking. Okay. You are surprised and happy about her response. She hasn't said anything yet, but she's definitely hype. So you're curious to hear what she's going to say. Okay? Hit me up, Lucy. Doom 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 doom. What's pop? Brand new whip just hopped. Okay. I want us to date, she exclaims while smiling from ear to ear. Let's see. Yo, the AI's response that it gave me was very much like a fucking thug life thing. Well, I was thinking more along the lines of being friends who have intimate relations, but if that's what you want, then I'm down. You say while throwing up a peace sign. Yo, I don't think I've ever heard that before. This is like, at least not in that context. Not like a girl that's like super duper into you, smiling ear to ear, and you hit her up with the friends with benefits though. Ba da 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 is the motherfucking triple double G Snoop Dogg. Okay, so it's the peace sign that gets me too. It's really specific. Okay. I'm going to kiss Lucy on the forehead and smile. Cool. I'm gonna keep that line. I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna say what the game had me say. What the fuck? We're at my house. We're at my house. I'm gonna hit retry. This is the threw the shit out of me. What? What the fuck? Retry again. What? Okay. Well, let's do this then, you say, while extending your hand to shake. Least formal business agreement. Shake my hand, we gotta seal the deal. Lucy shakes your hand and hugs you tightly. You make out and then proceed to have some fun. Your relationship continues to go well. Let's see. You realize that you and Lucy have mainly just been making out and getting physically intimate. You want to get to know Lucy better and learn more about her goals and interests. What do we have in common? Do 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 do. Nigga, what? Nigga, no, shut the fuck up. That's not what I wanted. So what is there to do around this city, you ask? Lucy looks away while blushing and covers her mouth while letting out a quiet laugh. Well, there's the beach and the parties, Lucy answers. Okay. Excuse me. You now know that Lucy has some interest in the beach. Well, I guess I don't know that. I guess I'm going to ask Lucy if she likes going to the beach and going to parties. Because someone could ask me, like, what are things in my area? And I could say something like Top Golf and like Pints and Pixels, because I know they're like popular places where people like play golf and go play video games. And then someone could be like, do you like Top Golf and Pints and Pixels? I'd be like, no, they're just popular. Like those are just things to do. But if you asked me what I like personally like to do, I would name like different things. I love the beach. Maybe we could go there one day together. You and Lucy make plans to go to the beach together. Also, what do you think about going to a party together? They are a lot of fun, Lucy says while her eyes shift around. Okay, I'm going to reply, I'd be down. Are there any parties this weekend that you'd like to go to? You think it would be cool to go to a party with other students. Well, I guess a party with people from your school, as they would likely have a bunch of mages, magical creatures, cool technology, and other stuff that you wouldn't see at a normal party for mortals. That's one thing that we don't know about Lucy. What is her magic thing or tech thing that she does? Yeah, there's one this weekend that a friend is throwing. It should be really fun. You'll love it. Lucy mentions that the party is a pool party at some mansion near the beachfront. You say, okay, nice. We should go to the party together. You ask Lucy if she has any magical abilities, or if she happens to be a magical creature. You both go to a school for magic and technology. So you imagine that she must know, like, must have some magical capability. Well, sorry. I'm glad you asked. I actually have a bit of magic ability, Lucy says while putting her finger to her lips and pondering what to say next. I can make portals. Isn't that exciting? Lucy replies with gusto. I feel like that wasn't Lucy's voice like a moment ago. Like I lost what I was doing for Lucy's voice before. I'll figure it out. Let's see. You reply, that's really cool. What do you like to use your portals for? I like to use them to go on. Ooh, what? That's actually really cool. Hold on. I like to use them to go on walks through the multiverse, although Mom says I should stay within the realms of universes with low existential threat. Also, sometimes I use them to skip classes, Lucy replies. Let's see. You are really impressed that Lucy is a multiverse traveler. You didn't know that Lucy had such an interesting power. She probably has tons of cool stories about her travels across the multiverse. You ask Lucy if she's ever flown before. Not in a plane, but in someone's arms. Do 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 do. Ba-da-bum-bum. Do 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 do. Yeah, well, sort of. I went on a date once with this guy, and he lifted me up, and we went flying. It was so much fun. I could see all the different colors of the universe, and it was really warm. Okay. So, Lucy just has done the thing that I was thinking of doing. Okay. I'm going to reply, I think we could one-up that. What if I took you flying, and as I flew, you opened portals for me to fly through? We could explore the multiverse together. That actually seems like honestly, that's a cool idea for a prompt. Like a date where you travel across the multiverse. Actually just sounds pretty cool. I would like that. Lucy smiles at you. Well, I'll see you later then, you question? Yeah, see you later, Lucy says as she walks away. Okay, ballin'. You're excited. You and Lucy have plans for a beach date in the future, and you both are going to a party later this weekend. This will be your first high school party. You call Vic and see if her and her boyfriend, Roland, was that his name? Or was it like Rolandi? Might have been Rolandi. Randy, I was Hey, it's back. And her boyfriend Randy are going to the party this weekend. Let's see. To the mansion pool party this weekend. Vic acts like she doesn't care for like human affection or whatever. But she also is like, I have an affectionate boyfriend. Hello, the gruff voice answers. Is Vic there, you ask? Who the hell is this? The person on the other end asks you in an annoyed voice. My name is Starlight. I'm a friend of Vic's. Why would I introduce myself as Starlight? That's like if I introduced myself in real life as Black. Because my real name's Jet Black. So instead of saying Jet Black, you're going, yeah, Starlight. Let's see. You think that Vic's boyfriend Randy picked up the phone and isn't happy to hear a guy's voice on the other end. You think back to that one time you kissed Vic on the cheek. It was just a friendly, it was just like a friendly smooch. But you wonder if Randy heard about it and was not happy to hear about it. Vic's in the shower right now. Can I take a message? Randy asks you. Actually, never mind. I'll text her later, you say. Just interesting. That's probably the best move. Yeah. You say goodbye and end the call. Let's see. You go to your room and see what Ofda's up to. Ofda, you call out? Yeah? She comes walking out of the bathroom and says, I'm pretty sure in this continuity, Ofda is already an established dude, so I'm going to change it from she to he. Yeah? He comes walking out of the bathroom and says, I don't know why I would ask if everything was okay with him and Vic. I'm going to ask Ofda how he is doing today. You want to make sure that Ofda is having a happy, fun day today. It is confirmed Ofda uses the restroom in some capacity. Sentient weapons got a shit? Question mark? 18, we got 20 minutes left. I'm doing good today. How are you? Ofda says. I'm having a good day also, you reply. You talked to that girl you have a crush on yet? Ofda asks. You reply. You know Lucy and I are dating. We just went on a nice date. A moment ago. We're actually going to go to a party later this weekend. Today is Saturday, which means the party is going to be pretty soon. Are you down to come? It is a mansion pool party that is being hosted by one of the students. There will likely be cool magic and tech there. You might even find yourself a magic sentient weapon boo thing. Let's see. Sure, I'll go. I'm always down to go to a party, Ofda says. It's settled. We're going to a mansion party, you say. The rest of the day passes by quickly. Let's see. You and Ofda head to the mansion pool party and meet up with Lucy there. You realize that you forgot to invite Vic. But you imagine that Vic and Randy are probably busy. You and Ofda take your bathing suits with you and hop in your car. It is a short drive to the party, which is taking place at one of the richer students' mansions. You find a parking spot and walk to the party. Ooh. Let's see. You say hello to Lucy. Well, I mean, I guess I would, get out of the... Well, we're already walking to the party, so I'm going to say hello to Lucy and introduce her to my friend Ofda. You were with Ofda and say hi to Lucy. Hey, have you met my friend Ofda, you say? I haven't had the luxury. It's nice to meet you, Lucy replies. Ofda extends his hand and greets her. Hey, ballin'. I'm going to ask Lucy to show you around the party. And I wish Ofda the best of luck with finding some sentient machines to dance with. Do 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 do. Off the what? Let's see. Gosh, I have to edit that. So Lucy says, off the what? And then I'm going to say, it takes every fiber of your body not to say off the chain. Nothing, you reply. You know, you're real cute when you're embarrassed, Lucy replies. I was just asking if you wanted to show me around the party, you say. Sure, replies Lucy. Yeah, Ofda's name is like made for that joke. You follow Lucy around the party while keeping your eyes peeled for any magic use, magical creatures, or cool machines. We got 13 minutes left. Alright. After a short walk, you see a large mansion. The walkway to the front door is made of white marble, with a large chandelier over it. The whole mansion is beige and made out of stone, with intricate designs all over it. I went back to double check to see if we had already arrived at the mansion, but it doesn't seem like it. It seems like we were walking toward the party. We met up with Lucy pretty shortly afterwards, and then I was like, yo, I'm gonna go with Lucy. I'm like, yo, Ofda, best of luck, finding some sentient honeys or whatever. I'm going to say to Lucy, this place looks nice. What is the nicest place you've ever seen in your travels across the multiverse? Because I imagine she's seen some pretty impressive stuff, considering the fact that she can summon and travel through portals. You begin to head towards the mansion entrance. Lucy crosses her arms and says, I don't know. I've seen some crazy stuffs, and I can't even begin to explain. The first thing that comes to mind is a large platform in space with thousands and thousands of noodle carts. You ask Lucy if she's a big fan of noodles. Man, I haven't had instant noodles in a long time. A lot of my friends are really into ramen and stuff like that, but that's not really my thing. Let's see. She replies that she is not. I don't know why, but a really powerful wizard just loves noodles. I helped him deal with a rival once in exchange for an infinite supply of noodles. You asked her what happened to the rival. He ran out of noodles, she said. Interesting. You ask Lucy if she is skilled in combat with her portals. And you talk about how you have been in your fair share of magic battles. Do 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 do. Yeah, I'm alright. The Glorious Guild of Yogoloths is a pretty large group of warm-blooded creatures that are in between a friendly sport and an all-out fight. Weird name, you say. The Glorious Guild of Yogoloths is a large group of creatures that are... So they fight... It's like a fight club? You ask Lucy if the Glorious Guild of Yogoloths is a fight club. You think... No, it's not YOLO Loths. For a minute I thought it said YOLO Loths. Like you only live once, like being a part of the name of like a fight club, but that's not what she said. She said Yogoloths. I don't even know what a Yogoloth is. I wouldn't call it a fight club, she says. Why not, you ask. It's a group of friends that just really like fighting. I'm going to say, well, I guess I'm going to ask if magic and weapons are allowed in Yogoloth. Well, I guess in the Glorious Guild battles. Do 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 do. Do. Yeah, most of the time it's whatever you have on that day. It's starting to sound more like a fight club. Lucy says it's not a fight club, though, and states that it isn't even about winning or losing. You say, I can respect that. It sounds like it is all about having fun. Would you ever want to spar against each other? Or do you think if we ever had a friendly fight that it would turn into a different kind of fight in the bedroom? Going for like a slightly like... I feel like it's a double flirt, to be honest. On one hand, pretty cool to fight. On the other hand, pretty cool to smash. That sounds fun, Lucy responds. I mean, if you want to, you respond back. I don't have many other offers. You laugh and say that's probably for the best. Lucy quickly snaps back, saying she doesn't need your pity or help. You didn't mean to, hit a nerve. You apologize. Well, I guess it's better to say, I'm sorry if I accidentally said something offensive. I am here for you, and I am glad to be here with you. She is instantly soothed and you hear Vic in your head. What's wrong? Vic asks. You ignore her and look into Lucy's eyes. Oh, man. Okay. I'm in like a interesting situation. So I think Vic is calling me, but it would be like a weird thing to like, I guess, interrupt it for the call. So you don't answer Vic's call. You move your face closer to Lucy's. You both smile at each other for a moment. Is this okay? You ask. Yeah, Lucy responds. You lean into her, and the two of you make out on her bed for a few minutes. You realize, after a few minutes pass, that when you leaned in to kiss Lucy, that she opened a portal and teleported you both into her bed. You smile. You smile at Lucy. And a lot of ideas run through your head. I guess run through my mind. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. What? Whoa, what? You are now in the same room as Vic Victoria Sirens. This seems dangerous and exciting at the same time. Somehow you've ended up in a private location with two beautiful women that are both attracted to you. You were surprised and have no idea why Lucy would have teleported you both to Vic Victoria Sirens' room. Let's see. You just smile and go with it. Yeah, like I don't know. I guess yeah, when you get with a girl who can make portals, you're with a girl that can make portals. That's just kind of how it goes. You and Lucy continue to make out on her bed, and eventually you take your clothes off. You try to block out any thoughts in your head that might be coming from Vic Victoria Sirens. Wait, what? You are now more confused than you were before. Is Vic going to join in? Is Vic trying to use her psychic siren song on you? Yeah, like, this is really odd. Why are we in Vic's room? Whoa. You look around the room and see that Vic is seated at a table in the corner of the room. She is dressed in skimpy clothing that would be appropriate for a woman her age that works as a bartender or waitress in a bar of ill repute. Okay. You ask Lucy why she teleported you both to Vic's room. You try to play it cool, to not break the mood or make things awkward. Yeah, because this seems really bizarre. The way that it had to, okay. The way that it asked it was like, what's up with Vic? You ask. You look over at Vic, and she smiles and winks at you. I thought we could have some fun together, Lucy says. You, me, and Vic, you say? Yeah. Why not? You go with it. You give a smile and thumbs up. Oh, we hit 0 seconds. Yo, what was this? What was this session? Oh my gosh. Okay, so thank you all for watching. Yo, if you guys want to see a sequel to this, then you're probably horny. But feel free to hit me up on Discord. Let me know your thoughts. If you guys have any ideas for videos, talk to me on Discord, and if I'm down to make them, then I'll charge you $7 per hour length of the video, $7 for 1 hour, $14 for 2 hours, and $21 for 3 hours. Ayo! Bow, 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 bow. Feel free to support the channel by donating to our Cash App, link in the description box below. It definitely helps support the channel. And thank you all so much for tuning in. If you guys like AI Attention 2 content, make sure you subscribe because we do AI Attention 2 videos every day. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black the one and only. Logging out. Peace, guys. Chicken a bow.